Hi, I'm Wes Meisnitzer. I'm the Technical Support Manager here at ENCO Systems. And I wanted to show you some of the production side of DAD, what operators that are not in the Air Studio are using primarily for their library maintenance, voice tracking, and playlist management. Many are familiar with our main screen here in DAD. It's a very simple instrument cluster on the main screen, and we're going to go and click on the library here now to show you just how easy it is to navigate through your ENCO database. DAD cut numbers are very simply organized. We have a 5-digit cut numbering system, and each library can contain 100,000 cuts. We start at cut number 00001 and go up to 99,999. And if you fill that library up, we can create other libraries at ease. You can just simply click on a library menu and start the new library. A lot of times stations will have that. If they have multiple stations in their group, they may have separate libraries to break it up, or a lot of times multiple stations will use certain cut ranges of groups. But what I wanted to just do is go over some of the basics that are in the library here so that you can see how we organize our database. It's very simple to organize in terms of the way that the cut numbers are aligned with groups. So every cut number lives in the database once. So you cut number 401, and it lives in a liners group. If I wanted to put that in a different group, I can simply drag that to whatever group I would like, and you can have multiple groups here. As you see, we have groups for all sorts of different types of categories. So everything can be changed by their organization by just dragging and dropping into a group. We can allow you to do multiple groups. We can drag stuff over onto multiple cuts into groups. We can also do it with the control key. It runs very much like an Excel program where you can hand select where you want to move things around. If we wanted to look at and do anything by sorting, a lot of times somebody will say, well, I need a 15-second song or a 10-second song. All of our columns that you have in the library allow you to be able to sort by just clicking on the top of the column here. So we see in our category, our longest cut here is 14 minutes long, and our shortest cut is almost a second long. And all of the fields allow you to be able to sort just by clicking on them. All fields can be moved around so that the operator can organize their database the way that they like to. And all of the fields in our library can be accessed by going to the column editor, and that's just by clicking up in the top of the box here and opening up the column editor, and all of the available fields that a particular cut can have information in can be displayed in the library here by just simply highlighting it and moving something over and then adding it, and then that field will then be active in your library. If we take a cut and we open it up, we can see all those fields inside of the cut. And this is becoming more and more important because many stations are needing to utilize more information in their fields for licensing purposes and for reporting purposes to different companies. So we give you a lot of different fields to utilize. For example, billboard genre, film title, actor, actress. A lot of the more common ones, agency, alt cut number if it's coming from a different type of scheduling system or something like that. And then we also give you the ability here in more data to be able to give you 10 user-defined fields, and those headings can be changed as well. All of your information about a cut and where markers are for segues, talk time, that all lives in a numerical form here in these fields. Start and kill dates, day parting, and other additional things here for your music scheduling software, Ensemble, which is a built-in system for DAD. We offer an onboard editor here to allow you to set your heads, your tails, your segues, your fades, your talk times. So when you're in Presenter, you can see where a talk time is going to start and be able to talk over the beginning of a cut. Segues so that cuts will trigger on time. And it's very simple to be able to just set those by just drag and drop, click, make a box, and set your segues. Everything can be previewed, tested. You can do a loop. You can zoom in and out. You can move your cuts around anywhere you'd like in these editor windows. And what's nice about that is that it saves it as a database entry. It doesn't necessarily rewrite the original audio that you have in your library. It's just every time that cut plays, it'll play a certain way. So it allows you to move and make manipulations to cuts as needed. If we look across the top here, we offer two different types of search functions. We offer a quick search, which allows you to search for things a little bit faster, a deeper search, and some advanced search capabilities here. If you have multiple libraries that you would like to search across or just don't know what you're looking for, you can use different filters to try to find items that you're looking for. Many clients have upwards of maybe 80,000 or more cuts in a particular library, and it might be hard to find something. Easy buttons here from the windows, our command language, our DCL command language writer here. Access to our Ensemble database. This is your music scheduling software that you can choose to use if you do not have an external music scheduling software. A link button to traffic software. A folder button here which allows you to create a folder structure to be able to add something like, let's say, Wes wanted to have a list of cuts that he wanted to have in his database. Well, what I can do is I can make a thing of cuts here and just hold on to them. They don't move, they don't get out of the library, but it's just some priority cuts that maybe I need to always have reference to, and I can make my own folder structure in this right from the library. At the bottom, we can preview cuts by listening to them. Again, this opens up that standard editor. We also give you a multi-track button here. We do an integration with Adobe Audition and Hindenburg Broadcaster to be able to take a cut and tie it to the multi-track button, and it will open up in that interface, allow one to edit the cut from there and then save it directly back into DAD, all with a direct filter that we have integrated between the two. Our add buttons for adding new cuts, database entries, command cuts, rotate cuts, playlist cuts. Our report section here for as play reports, library reports, exception reports. Our modify screen, which you saw already. Bulk editing software that we have built in to be able to bulk edit a group of fields. So if you wanted to take out a kill date on a range of cuts, you can do that through our copy fields. In use buttons tell us if somebody else is using a cut somewhere else on the database. And then our delete and purge buttons. So it's a very simply laid out, easy to use tool that many production folks and anybody that is in our, that is really outside of the studio is using on a day-to-day basis to manage the database and to manage the library. The next window that I'll show you briefly here is our playlist window. The playlist window allows me to be able to open up any playlist that we have in DAD and modify it, and as well as voice track on it. So what we have here is the library or the playlist that I brought up here on the right-hand side, and then our full library on the left. So I can sort by group if I wanted to look for something specific and I wanted to make changes. I can just drag and drop things over. I can delete cuts out. I can massage a playlist here before it goes on the air and save and exit out of there. We also have a fast track button for voice tracking. So if you wanted to voice track on a particular cut, you can do that right through our fast track window. The fast track button here is, if you see now, this fast track button has changed its mode. It actually has 5 different presets loaded into it. So if you go through and you fast track, you can go and click this button. The operator can stay on this one button the entire time and be able to hear their outro, start their recording, start their intro, and then be able to line everything up the way they would like it at the end, and then hit it again to preview it. And when they're happy with it, they can save it and exit, and now it's a voice track in the playlist to play back at a later time. So a lot of functionality inside of our library, and it gives the operator a lot of different abilities to be able to manipulate playlists, manipulate cuts, keep things up to date, in a very organized, simple to use fashion. For more information about our products, please visit us online at ENCO.com, or you can call us at 800-ENCO-SYS. I am Wes Meisnitzer. I'm the support manager here at ENCO Systems.